Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros. So let's jump in today's story. So the fallout continues from over the weekend, last weekend. Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Nick Fuentes, Myron Sneako, they all went to a club in Miami. And while they were in this club, a song came on by Kanye West. And I'm going to explain the song in case somebody's watching or listening to that doesn't know about the song or why the song was written. So Kanye West was trying to, make his own bank or buy a bank. He was trying to do something. And his Jewish business partners declined. And he had a back and forth with them, some type of back and forth. And then he woke up one day and $250 million was missing out of his bank account from Adidas. That's how the story goes somewhat. I'm pretty familiar with the story. And so he gets pissed off and he makes this song about Hitler. Now, I want you to think about this rationally. Obviously, Kanye West is a black man. He wrote this song. And all we keep hearing about is white supremacy. This song was played because of white supremacy. Meanwhile, Kanye West wrote the song. Then let's talk about the characters in the club. Nick Fuentes. I mean, Nick is white. All right. If Nick went anywhere in America, if he went to a Hispanic neighborhood, they'd be like, who's this white boy? Red hair, blue eyes, red beard. His dad is half Mexican. He's Italian, Irish, and Mexican. But what that reminds me of, it's like when a white person with red hair and blue eyes finds out they're like 10% American Indian, they walk around, they're like, I'm a Navajo. It's the same thing. Myron Gaines is black. Sneako is mixed. He's black and Filipino. The Tates are mixed. They're black and white. I mean, Justin Waller was there, so he's like he's 100% Caucasianoid, obviously. But the point is, they're in this club, and the majority of those guys aren't white. I consider Nick and Justin white, but the rest of those guys aren't white. And then Myron, the other guy there from Fresh and Fit, I don't know his name. They're all there. Now, they're not the DJs. They didn't write the song. They're not the DJs. The song gets played. Everybody in the club is singing this song. Ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry. So people in the club are singing the song. They're having a good time. If you ask me, this song was made just to get a rise out of people, and obviously it worked. Do I think it's a big deal? Do I think any of them should be banned from Miami? Absolutely not. I mean, I think that's, absolutely ridiculous because now these guys are banned from Miami. Like they can't go anywhere. They can't go into nightclubs. They can't go into restaurants. They can't do anything. I mean, talk about overkill. Talk about the Miami mayor comes out and he says they're not welcome in Miami Beach. Who the hell are you to tell you're going to say that none of them are allowed to go to Miami Beach? Who the F are you? All the smut that goes on there, the pornography, the drugs, the human trafficking, the sex in the clubs, people doing blow everywhere. And you're mad about a song? Are any of those guys the DJ? Are any of them the DJ? Did any of them push play to play the song? No, they didn't. It's just total overkill. But here's the problem that I have with this whole thing. Again, do I think it's overblown? Absolutely. But here's the problem. I'm trying to win. I want everybody to be America first. And I'm all about the policy. Policy. The reason why nobody debates Nick Fuentes, the reason why nobody debates Myron, the reason why nobody debates Sneako, he always gets a bad rap like he's not intelligent. He's very intelligent. They're all intelligent. And the reason why nobody debates them is because the policy with America being controlled by Israel nobody can say that President Trump is not being controlled by Israel. As far as Israel using our military, we're paying their health care. Nobody can debate these guys with the policy because they would get absolutely destroyed. I'm all about the policy. And what this does, why this is concerning to me is this. If you have people that are not well versed what's going on here, they don't know about the Kanye story, they don't pay attention to politics too much, They put it on briefly. We all know what the media is going to do with this story. That we all know what it's going to turn into. Right? The media is going to take this story and run with it because the liberal media has no policy to stand on, no policy to run on. All they could do is character assassinate and try to get people emotional, to hate Nick, to hate Myron, to hate Sneako. And my problem with this is this. For the independent voters, the fringe voters, the people that aren't paying attention, them seeing this incident might turn them away from joining the America First party or candidacy or whoever we get to run to put America first. And I'm all about winning. I want to win. I want people in charge of this country that put America first. And I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. For instance, today, Sneako was supposed to debate Piers Morgan. And Sneako would have absolutely destroyed Piers Morgan. And I would have loved to have tuned in to watch it. And what did Piers Morgan do? What's the excuse he's going to make? Oh, look what you did. You did that anti-Semitic thing in the club. So now I'm not going to debate you. Oh, you already know what road they're going to go down. And that's exactly what happened. And they're going to use this as an excuse not to debate any of you. Now they're definitely not going to debate Nick, Myron. And that's what everybody wants to see. I want to see Nick Fuentes sit down and absolutely destroy Ben Shapiro. I want to see Myron the same thing. I want to see Sneako do the same thing. I want to see them get in the arena, debate all these Zionists, debate the Megyn Kellys, debate all these people that are bought and paid for by Israel to make complete fools out of them by sticking to the policy. You can't lose. You cannot lose. It's impossible because you are operating in the truth and they're operating in whatever you want to call it. But situations and incidents like this, look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's fair, but they will use this to destroy your credibility. And then the fringe voter that's thinking about joining the America First party, it might turn them off. Now, I understand you guys are young and, whatever, you want to have a good time in the club. I get all that. But this is not good optics. This is not about winning. If you want to win, if we really want to win, and we really want to put people in places that pisses all these other people off, we can't have situations like this. This is not a good look at all. All these other incidents that are going on in the country, I just don't want this stuff to happen again. It's not a good look. Look, stick to the policy. That's all I'm trying to say is stick to the policy, and things like this need to stop. I mean, we see what's going on now. Now, the Sneako, for some reason, you know what? The Tates, typical Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. See, the Tates aren't about America first. The Tates are all about opportunity and money. It's money first with the Tates. So what are the Tates doing? They're throwing Sneako under the bus and, Sneako's to blame. Well, Sneako's not the DJ. Excuse me. And Sneako didn't write the song. Did Sneako put a to somebody's head and make them play the song? No. But there always has to be a scapegoat. And it seems to be Sneako at this point. Do I think that Myron and Nick, of all people, care about being banned from clubs? No, I don't. Do I think it bothers Sneako? Probably a little bit more. He seems to be a little more out and about with that type of thing. Then over the weekend, I hear that they got banned from going into Aiden Ross's boxing, whatever. It's just when you give these people this much ammunition, they'll take it and they'll turn it into a nuclear bomb. Everybody in this situation needs to do better, and you cannot have this visualization again. You cannot have this optics again. It's just a very bad look. And that's the Tates cannot be trusted at all. They can't. They will flip-flop. They will throw anybody under the bus. It's money first. And then, look, this whole thing that everybody tries to eat it up, that the Matrix attacked the Tates for no reason, it's just total bullshit. The Tates were operating in a gray area, and they were pissing off the elites by what they were saying. Yes, that's true. But you act like the Tates were some construction worker on his way to work that the Matrix just attacked and tried to set up. No, they were operating in gray areas with their lover boy technique, with their casino in Romania and all the other gray area type of shit that they do. And then the people that they were pissing off were able to use that as leverage against them and do the things that they did to them. So I don't want to hear the Tates or some innocent victims. Please stop. Look, we want to win. And this does not help winning. So let's move on. This shooting with the ICE officer, we got another idiot that gets, by an ICE officer. And here's the problem. Democrats and liberals, Hussein Obama, these people, they're not good people. I heard Nick say this the other day, and I've been hearing this from conservative podcasters, so-called conservative. Oh, finally, the left and right could come together. We can never come together with these people. They're the same people that tell your 6-year-old to chop his dick off because he played with a doll. They're about anarchy. They're everything that they are about is just vile and disgusting. So you cannot come together with a party like this. They're trying to martyr this idiot. He had a handgun. He's acting aggressive with ICE agents. He's following them around. You act like this is a peaceful protester on the sidewalk or something that's holding a sign that the ICE agents, just did that to for no reason. These people are storming hotel rooms looking for ICE agents to do whatever to them, being completely hostile, and they're armed. And when they finally get, Democrats and liberals and the liberal media machine want to run with this and turn them into a victim and a martyr like George Floyd. And it's just absolutely ridiculous and disgusting. And I'm so sick of the bullshit. I'm so tired of hearing people like Alex Preddy are the real victims in all this. The guy's a dirtbag. He's a scumbag. You thought that getting in a federal agent's face with a weapon, being aggressive, was going to end well for you? But that's what Democrats and liberals want. They want us all to be victims of their bullshit and garbage. And that's what's going on here. Let's jump into the video.
Teams have been reviewing video of Saturday's deadly shooting. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Skanga has a breakdown of the events as seen from various angles of witness footage. And we want to warn you, the images are disturbing.
About 2 minutes before the shooting, Alex Preddy is seen arguing with officers. One officer pushes him back, and an individual is detained as Preddy's argument with officers continues. Preddy, holding a cell phone, was allegedly there as an observer to document what was happening. About a minute later, Preddy is seen standing in the street, filming, directing a car past him. An officer then approaches another apparent observer and pushes her. She moves to Preddy and holds him by the waist, and the officer approaches and pushes Preddy. A second woman walks over. The officer pushes her to the ground, then sprays Preddy with a chemical irritant. Preddy raises his hands to block the spray. Preddy and the first woman then move to assist the woman who is knocked down, and the officer continues to spray. Several more officers arrive and drag Preddy onto the ground. An officer in gray reaches into the struggle and comes out holding a gun that appears to match a photo of a gun released by the Department of Homeland Security. In this video, obtained by CBS News, you can clearly see the gun being removed from Preddy's waist by the officer. The first shot is fired about 1 second later. Slowed to a quarter speed, you can see and hear how quickly the shot follows the gun's removal. In another angle, you can see an agent watch as the gun is removed from Preddy's waistband before the agent pulls his own gun and fires at the kneeling Preddy. The officers move away from Preddy as at least one of them continues to fire. Preddy does not appear to be moving. Around 10 shots are fired in total by law enforcement. After approximately 45 seconds, at least one officer eventually moves in and kneels next to Preddy. Nicole Skanga, CBS News.
All right, I'm going to end it with that. So here we have another idiot acting hostile and aggressive with ICE agents. He's probably been told to leave the area 50 times. He's not on the sidewalk with a sign minding his own business. He's armed with a weapon. And now liberals, of course, are saying, oh, look, Republicans don't want the Second Amendment. They say they're for the Second Amendment, but now they're not. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is just a typical bullshit Democratic spin. They forget the part where he was acting hostile. They forget the part where he was asked to leave 50 times. They forget the part where he's getting an ICE agent's face. And now he's dead because he played stupid games and now he won a stupid prize. And you know what's amazing? Do you ever think people like this Alex Peretti would ever fight this hard for an American citizen? Not in a million years. These people are total garbage. They're vile. They're disgusting. All this Antifa trash, you make me sick. You know, President, if you want to get, they need to send more ICE agents down there, more officers down there. And if you want to get in the way and you want to be aggressive with these officers, they need to bring buses down and just start locking everybody up. The anarchy that's going on in Minnesota right now is total bullshit, and President Trump needs to get control of it. I'm so tired of this garbage, and all we're going to hear is how, the new martyr for the Democratic Party is Alex Peretti. Democrats wanted this to happen to this man. They wanted this. Hussein Obama loved that this happened. They all love it. Now you have liberal news stations calling President Trump a Nazi and the Gestapo and Hitler again. Here we go. Tampon Timmy putting tampons in the little boy's bathroom. Now it deflects from all the fraud going on in Minnesota. And that's another thing. Democrats want this to happen because all that fraud going on in Minnesota with Somalians is going into Democratic politicians' pockets. So they love shit like this because it takes the focus off all the fraud. Hey, this is just another dirtbag that had it coming, he just couldn't do what he was told and leave. If he would have, you know what? He could have been armed if he would act peacefully and stood on the sidewalk and shouted, "I hate ICE, I hate ICE," with a megaphone. Guess what? He'd still be alive. He wanted to be walking in the middle of the street, directing traffic like he runs shit, getting in people's faces. And now he's dead. And now we have to hear what a great person he was and how innocent he was and how Trump is Hitler and he's running a Gestapo. It's just total bullshit. And I'm fucking sick of it. Sick of all of it. So there was this next story. This guy goes on the Sean Ryan show. Let me pull it up real quick. These stories just keep getting better and better, I'll tell you. All right, well, it's not coming up right now. So this guy goes on the Sean Ryan show. He's like an investigator or reporter, and he goes out to Maine where they dropped off all these Somalians. And the cops and detectives and people that work first aid, they said, we've never gotten a call for an older Somalian that might have passed away. And they're like, what are you talking about? And they're like, in all my years working, we've never received a phone call that we needed to go pick up a body and bring them to the morgue because they're deceased. Never. So when these Somalians are dying in Maine, they're hiding the bodies. God only knows where they're putting these bodies. And they're doing that so they can keep collecting, their welfare benefits or their SNAP card or, their free housing or their free car. And the bullshit, it just never ends. It just never. Here, let me try to pull it up real fast. The biggest mystery in Maine. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I was talking with Liz Collins from Alpha News.
This story, am I surprised? I'm not surprised at all.
And she just says something to me. She's like, "Have you ever looked at cardiac arrests involving Somalis?" She's like, "I was talking with Minneapolis police officers, and none of them ever remember responding to cardiac arrest, aneurysm, stroke of a older Somali person. 100,000 people out there. The odds say that some of them are going to..."
Oh, I'm sorry. I said some ridiculous low number. There's 100,000 Somalians out in Maine. Oh, wonderful. So it just seems like this point, no matter where Somalians are going, they're committing millions and $billions worth of fraud, but hey, no big deal, right?
going to have heart attacks, and then the police or the emergency services are going to be called to respond. There's some natural deaths happening from medical events within the Somali community that are not being reported. If grandma's got subsidized senior housing, an EBT card, and Medicaid benefits, and you report that she's passed away, those benefits get shut off. What are they doing with the bodies? My mind goes to the facilities that they have for processing meat. This is a security camera footage from outside a Somali market. So he comes out and he sets something on the ground. It's his arm, and it became no longer connected to his body, and he's walking out to go get medical help. He claimed that he was chopping up meat at this market, and fell into the saw and chopped his own arm off.
The Immortals.
I was talking with Liz
Did you
Collins
just-
from Alpha News.
Did you just hear that? He claims that he chopped his own arm off. And they're putting these bodies in the meat market in Maine. Right? Just like Trump was saying in Ohio, the illegal Haitians were eating the cats and the dogs. And meanwhile, everybody was calling Trump a racist. But the mayor of the town was black. And he came out and he said, yeah, it's true. We've seen it. We've seen them killing ducks in the park, just grabbing a duck by the neck, breaking it and eating it. So now in Maine, you have 100,000 Somalians, and never once have the cops or EMS had to go pick up a dead body for cardiac arrest. They can't find these bodies anywhere. And they just happen to be going to the local meat marking plant or what meat market plant or whatever. So what do you think? What do you think's happened to the bodies? They're grounding them up. You're probably eating, they're probably putting it in hamburger meat. So they can keep collecting all the benefits, the Section 8, the welfare, the housing. You heard it. You just heard it yourself. I mean, if I was to say this without playing this tape, what would you say about me? Oh, you're totally insane. You're just you're an out of control lunatic racist that hates Somalians because they're a different culture than you. The man just said they spoke to the police. Never in years have they once picked up a Somalian that had the cardiac arrest or died or of natural causes. Not one friggin' time. But hey, I'm the bad one for pointing that out. Let's go on to ZOHRAN MAMDANI, this piece of garbage, piece of trash. Yay, New York. Great job voting this piece of trash in. ZOHRAN MAMDANI, he promises...
Good afternoon.
Hold on. Let me pause it. So ZOHRAN MAMDANI, he comes out and he says he's going to give free healthcare to illegals. That he wants all illegals to come to Manhattan, and he's going to give them and their children free healthcare. Number one, who pays for that? The American taxpayer, that's who pays for it. And what is he saying? What is he saying when he tells illegals, hey, this healthcare is for you, it's for free? What is he trying to tell illegals all around the country? That's a sign that says, come live in Manhattan. We're going to give you free healthcare. We're going to give you free. If they get free healthcare, you don't think they're going to get free housing? You don't think they're going to get EBT cards? You don't think it's going to be a sanctuary city? And what will President Trump do? Nothing. Will President Trump go down there and have the FBI arrest ZOHRAN MAMDANI? Of course not. He'll just do his communist takeover, and New York will just have to deal with it for the next 4 or 8 years. It just, man, I love Manhattan. I love going there in the Christmas time to see the tree, to see the plays, and I will never step foot again in Manhattan as long as ZOHRAN MAMDANI's there. Whether he's there for 4 years, 8 years, I have no clue. And by the time he's out of office, New York City will be so unrecognizable and such a friggin' dump, I wouldn't want to go there anyway. It's just absolutely sickening. Let me try to pull up the video here. Here the communist ZOHRAN announces big announcement. Hey, the American taxpayers are going to foot the bill just like with everything else. The free healthcare, the free college. And now we're going to give illegals free daycare. You know what the average American citizen pays for their child to go to daycare? Like in a week, it's like $500, $750. But hey, you broke the law. You came here illegally. You know what good old ZOHRAN's going to do? He's going to give it to you for free because you deserve it. You deserve it for breaking the law. ZOHRAN MAMDANI. Free healthcare. Free childcare, I should be saying. I'm sorry. Free childcare for illegals.
The holidays are about being with family.
Let's listen to this piece of garbage too, Kathy Hochul. What a piece of trash she is too.
The mayor of New York City, ZOHRAN MAMDANI.
Yeah, bro, you're cool.
And now, please rise and welcome to the podium, the 57th governor of the great
The communist piece of garbage.
state of New York, Governor Kathy Hochul.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Morning. This is the day that everything changes.
That's the day that everything changes. Yeah, it changes. Yeah, you know what? You're right, Kathy. You're right. The day that everything changes in New York, it went from bad to now it's going to be the worst that it's ever been. But you're right, Kathy. Piece of trash.
I'm so proud to be here at the Flatbush Y to declare that New York State is open for families. It's families.
What it is, too, they want to get you a hold of your kids early. Teach them to be good little communists. Tell them that, hey, you know, if they're white, you must hate your own skin. Hate Christian, hate Christ, hate Christmas. You know, they'll teach your kids everything but how to be American. They'll teach your kids how to be a good little communist. That's what they'll teach your kids.
And I'm so proud to be joined by an extraordinary partner. First week on the job, but you'd never know it.
Oh, please.
Mayor MAMDANI has put forth a vision for this city that I am a big supporter of.
Yeah, of course you are. I like that smirk on his face. I'd like to wipe it right off his face. Piece of shit.
And that is to make this city more affordable, more livable, more people friendly. And we're going to continue working together.
Yeah.
We also know that for a long time, families have been crying out for help. And I want to thank everyone in this room who's listening.
Families are crying out for help, but she won't put criminals away so the criminals can murder and sexually assault your whole entire family. But listen to Kathy. She cares about your kids.
To those cries, who said the status quo is not working. We can do better because we're New Yorkers. Of course we can dream bigger and do more and be more audacious.
All right, I'm going to fast forward to ZOHRAN because I just can't take her. I can't listen to this shit.
But now it's about the implementation, it's the execution, and it's the follow through. So that's the difference. People can espouse great thoughts, so many have come and gone in our halls of government for a long time. But you're looking at someone who wants to get things done, and I will be a willing partner to that. Ladies and gentlemen, our mayor.
You know, it's funny, too. There's nothing free in this world. There's nothing free. You know who pays for this? You know who pays for illegals? You know who pays for their health care, their rent, their car, whatever it is? You know who pays for it? The American taxpayer. That's who pays for it. But hey, ZOHRAN's about the working man. He's about the families. Okay, sure you are. Piece of garbage.
Good morning, New York. Today, we take one step to realizing a city where every New Yorker, every family, every child can afford.
Yeah, unless you're white and you have money, then he wants to tax you to death. And he says that you owning a home is white supremacy. And he wants to raise your taxes to pay for everybody else's freebies. But he's for all New Yorkers, according to ZOHRAN here.
To keep calling it their home. It is an honor to be here in Flatbush alongside Governor Hochul. Governor, thank you for your partnership and thank you for your leadership. And I want to say thank you to the incredible organizers, advocates.
All right, let's get to it.
Power of their hard work and their unwavering belief that a better future was indeed within their grasp. We stand here today because of the millions of phone numbers that were dialed, conversations had, voicemails left, each of them a New Yorker speaking to another New Yorker, each of them making the case for a future that working people could in fact afford. And we stand here today because of the untold stairs climbed and doors knocked by volunteers who encourage neighbors they had never.
All right, I can't, I can't listen to this. The bottom line is this. He came out today and he said he's going to offer free childcare to illegal aliens. And who do you think is paying for that? The American taxpayer. If you don't believe me, look it up. I'm not playing this whole speech because this guy is so full of shit. I can't listen to him talk for more than a minute and 30 seconds. I want to throw up. He makes me sick to my stomach. There's nothing for free in this country. Somebody is always paying for it. If somebody else is getting Section 8, if somebody else is getting EBT, if somebody is getting free childcare, healthcare, if they're getting it for free and you're not getting anything, you're paying for. We're all paying for this bullshit. And this is why when I talk about Nick, when I talk about Myron, when I talk about Sneako, America First candidates will put an end to this type of garbage. We need to have better optics. It's about winning. Let's win. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasairos.